Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar today. I am Matt Wurst, the Chief Marketing Officer at Genuine, and I am pleased that you have all made time to hang out with us today. Now, I am not only Genuine's CMO, but I'm kind of an OG community marketer going way back to the early days of the first digital agencies who were building influencer marketing, working with bloggers, and the first social media experiences for brands. And it was a very different time. Some things have changed, some things haven't. Communities are still at the core of everything we do: content, connection, conversation. But some things have changed, as we said. And really, what we're seeing now is this shift from agency and really brand led community marketing to a bit more of a balance. And the introduction of AI agents is changing a whole lot very quickly. So we have two guests, panelists, experts here with me who I will introduce, and then we'll have a good conversation. And then we're going to show you something that I think you will find very interesting. So first is David Berkowitz, and David and I actually worked together for a number of years in those early days of digital, building communities, and he's still doing that. David is the founder of Serial Marketer. He's also the founder of a group called the AI Marketers Guild, and he is live from New York, joining us here as well. And also joining us today is the digital Chief Data and Product Officer at Genuine, my current colleague, Dr. Ankit Desai. And that PhD that he has is in machine learning and AI. So who better to talk with us about this agencies to agents evolution than a guy who has literally a doctorate in this very topic. So welcome, David, and welcome, Ankit. I've known both of you at various stages of your and my professional journey, and it's exciting to bring you guys together, right? You're meeting for the first time, but you both share a lot of knowledge and passion and curiosity for this topic, as well as expertise and experience. So I want to jump right in because, well, David, I've known you longer, so we'll start with you. Back in the early days of early digital marketing, you were with me among the first to build real digital communities, recognizing what social media could and maybe would become. We built and led agencies and teams, including the first real, I think, successful digital social community agency. So with respect to communities, what has this evolution been like?
Well, I mean, we got here well before you and I got to the scene because I think where like when you and I were doing this on the agency front, I was referring to it much more about marketing through these communities at scale. But there were things like really geeking out here in the late 80s, early 90s. I was on some bulletin board services. I was like, dialing into some of this like really weird stuff with through my like 1200 baud then 2400 baud modem, arguably so much of the internet was built on community. It was just the pros and cons of how this got commercialized, how it went from these 100-person communities to billion-person networks that had all these communities within them, and then getting to the point of like everything being called a community even when it wasn't. And that's like a whole other facet of this.
Yeah, these were private communities, right? They didn't become, and maybe some of them could have been brand owned or marketing focused, like focus groups or whatever it may be. But at some point, marketing agencies hired then community managers and strategists and these very focused data experts to optimize conversations. And now we're almost too reliant on walled gardens, less ownership. How is your what feelings do you have with respect to the costs, the management, the idea of what has become the communities that we have built?
Well, I mean, what one thing is just like even on the just like the level of trying to organize these things. And I was talking to someone just the other day who was planning on starting their own community, and I was like, like I don't think that there's any truly great community software, right? Like and like platform or anything like that, because like all the existing platforms that are at scale, whether it's like Facebook and LinkedIn and WhatsApp and Google Groups, things like that, and some like the bigger things that people use for communities like Slack and Discord. Like they have so many cons to them, right? And the stuff that's really built for communities is like it's really hard to get people to join them, and so we have some challenges on that front too. Um, I think also one of the problems that we've gotten into is that a lot of people like to call anything a community when it's just like a lot of people, right? And to me, it goes back to I think an old debate of sorts that I feel like we should be debating more of like is YouTube even social media, right? Like YouTube is now like the biggest streaming TV service, you know?
Well, so okay, so let's put a pin in that because I want to come back to like what makes a community in a second. But Ankit, you are as knowledgeable and proficient. I mean, you have a PhD in machine learning and AI, for God's sakes. But like, how has the tech supporting community management evolved and over the last 10 to 15 years as you've grown in this ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So I might not have built communities by myself, but I have seen the tech growing in those directions. So here is my take. Like in last 10 to 15 years, if you see, then we have seen a huge increase in the number of third-party tools designed to help the brands, agencies, and their managers to build online communities. These tools have helped all of them scale their efforts in many ways. It could be like specifically talking, we have seen the rise of platforms like Sprout Social, the Hootsuite, and
Hootsuite, yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
these are like some of the platforms which are excellent for publishing the content and maybe moderating the discussions and whatnot. Uh, where we have also seen some CRMs, the customer service integrations, uh, become more common with the tools like Salesforce, Oracle. Oracle's had a NetSuite, I guess, right? So NetSuite,
In that
yeah,
suite, yeah.
and of
Mm-hmm.
course the social platforms, as David mentioned, Meta, TikTok, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, right? So all provides the tools for managing and publishing and advertising. However, while these platforms certainly enhance the workflows, they don't eliminate the need for human efforts. So brands still need to have a team to build, manage, moderate, analyze their communities, and this key point, like this tool, make community management easier but not automatic.
Yeah, I mean, look, the name of our company is Genuine. We want to make sure that there is genuine human connection, but if the technology can make things easier, faster, better, then that improves the quality of the human connection, right? So, connection, David, you may remember 360i way back when I made up the 5 C's at the time, which I still talk about in reference, and some people groan when I say it, but connection, as Ankit's talking about, was one of them. What now, as we're thinking about whether it's the technology, the tools, the platforms, or the human element, or a combination thereof, like what what does a successful brand community require?
Well, first of all, I think when we talk about community, we need to talk about interactions among members too, right? And so where it's not just a place for brands to talk at people, and there's that next level up from that where brands are soliciting info back from their audience, and that's making it more social. But how do you foster relationships among the people involved? Can one person go to another and say, what's your experience like we're part of this tribe, and how do you create a sense of that? Like that's uh, that's really tough because there are tons of ways to talk at people, and it is so much harder to think of like what's really going to bring folks together. But when you do that, right? Then you can also galvanize these folks so that they feel like they're part of something bigger, that they're there for you even when something goes wrong, and it's a much deeper kind of relationship.
So, Ankit, you've been, I don't think you grew up as a marketer, but you've been in the media and marketing space now for, for many years, through multiple iterations of even what this ecosystem has churned out. Why is this harder than ever then for brands to cut through? Shouldn't the technology make it easier?
Mm, Yeah, I think it's a valid question. Basically, the community management has always had its challenges, but in today's day and age, those challenges have intensified, I guess, in my opinion. So several factors contributes to that. First and foremost, which I think being a tech guy is the social media algorithms, right? So brands are essentially forced to be into the realm of pay to pay model, right? So if you want to play your video, you have to pay. So pay to play model is something really picking up, and I see brands suffering a lot due to that. uh, Very limited access to the data, although they provide a bunch of information which I can say with their brands, but the access is very limited. Although the data is on their own content, they don't provide that full access to that. Maybe there are laws and privacy and whatnot involved there, but I think if brand has their content in the social media, they own that data. Next parameter which I can think of is the content overload, right? And people uh, reducing their attention spans. I mean, everyone, like including me and maybe you also, will agree that our attention span is also getting reduced with time, right? I mean, these short videos are so powerful. The things that we got to learn in 45 minutes, now we are able to get it into like 1 or 2 minutes, lesser than that sometimes, right? 30-second is the uh, new age, uh, shorter video sizes. So that's what I think is something really contributing in, if not all, then certain factors that are contributing to this, model that is being built by brands.
Okay, so you've laid out the challenge, you've laid out the problem statement. Now I will ask both of you, like, the accelerated rate with which AI is just changing so many things, right? It's become this term that may almost be too noisy because we know that there are products and features and functions and tools that solve for many different use cases and challenges within this. But I'll ask the umbrella question to both of you. Like, how is AI helping to solve marketers and community managers' challenges? I'll let you go first.
Okay, sure. So, uh, one of the use case that I can think of where AI can, continuously help the brand marketers and brands is, for instance, like AI can continuously learn about our community's preferences and behavior, enabling highly personalized engagement in real time. This means every member feels heard and valued. So this is from the consumer's perspective for the brand. That's what I can think of immediately. Yeah.
Okay, David.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and I think this is a double-edged sword, right? Because like inherently, we talk about communities and it feels very emotional, but there's also this very practical side of things, right? Like, where also, if I think of the welcome messages I share when I see someone post in the lounge in one of my communities, it's not that special, right? Like, I mean, in a way that, I might pick up on something that, they shared some hobby of theirs. Someone's in a band, or someone's just, going and embarking on something new, or move to a new city, or something like that. I might pick up on that, but that's also very easy for a, an automated like community agent to pick up on. It would respond faster, and then And these agents, for instance, if I could employ one today, like uh, the idea that it would know so much more about other community members, and it's like, oh well, Ricardo's also in a band, so Jane, like you and Ricardo, like you're both marketers in bands in like the Bay Area. You two should connect. Like they do that in a heartbeat, and and it would actually add value if I have agents like that. So it feels like a little feels a little impersonal and almost dystopian, but it could actually do a lot to help foster things.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're very early in this agentic or AI agent evolution or revolution, but it is happening quickly. Uh, there are, again, many different applications and use cases. Some are end user facing, some may not be, right? There are B2B use cases, B2C use cases. Ankit, we are building and have already deployed AI agents within the Genuine platform. They were your vision, they were your they're your babies, if we can call them that. So, what exactly do Genuine's AI agents do?
Okay, so let's get into the specific genuine AI agents, right? So we have developed currently two primary types. We have grouped the, or we can say clustered the different agents into two buckets. One, we call it as a generator AI. Second, we call it as an operator AI. So what does generator AI do? So think of it as an engine behind the scenes. It is responsible for creation, suggesting the post ideas, uh, auto-generating the captions, deciding which styles will suit which videos, and putting some of the existing brand assets to maintain the consistency. Uh, it even helps formulate engagement strategies, for example, streamlining the content planning process and so on and so forth. So this is all like creation related activity. So we call it a generator AI agent, a group of task force working 24 by 7 for brands to take care of creation related activities for their community. And there is an operator AI, which is your brand control central in a way, which we call it a BCC. And this is where the all actions are happening. So it handles the real-time moderation, analyzes the conversations for sentiment, and maybe all types of moderation, we can say. Uh, and the key trend analysis is also done by them. So flag potential issues is also one of their responsibilities. So one agent will be like very expert at identifying the profanity content. So it will always look for the profanity, maybe language inside the video which is posted by the UGC content, or maybe a comment which is profanity, maybe an image which is generated as a display picture. So all types of profanity will identify, and it will try to remove it or flag it to the brand manager. So all of this operator thing happens in front of you. It is essentially the eyes and ears of your community, ensuring everything runs smoothly. So this is two categories that we have come up with.
Okay, so generator behind the scenes, operator is almost like your co-pilot in a way. It can take over for you, or you can sort of tell it what to do. But because I think the first time I heard of agents in general and then saw some early ones, I was nervous, right? I'm a marketer. I don't know that I'm fully going to trust my brand to these machines to do my job for me. And I think that creates some anxiety, but it's not really like that, right? So, can you, so let's pause. Can you share your screen, show us a quick demo of just how this will work?
Yeah, sure. I think we can do that. What I'm going to show you now is a quick overview of our genuine operator agent, which can autonomously navigate and operate the platform on your behalf. In this demo, we will ask the operator agent within our brand control center, that is a dashboard for the brands, to create the new community for a new company called Closed AI. and walk through the process step by step. So first, in this process, let's initiate the request. To start the request, we initialize a new chat with the operator agent, provide a simple prompt, create a community for startup AI ideas. AI agent now begins executing this request, signing into the platform just like a real user experiencing a fresh browser login. Once successfully logged in, it automatically follows the necessary steps to create the community. Throughout the process, you can see the AI reasoning on the left while the actions getting unfold on the right. Now we will see the AI agent's thought process and action. My hands are now fully off the keyboard. The AI agent is doing its work for me. As the AI works, the screen is divided into two sections. Left side displays the AI thought process detailing each section or each action it takes, whereas on the right hand side, it shows the live execution as the AI navigates the interface. The agent intelligently finds the correct path to community creation. Now it navigates to manage section and it creates communities, all based on given prompt. From here, the AI autonomously fills the required details. It determines a relevant name based on the prompt. The AI selects the unique handle, the purpose and description. It crafts the meaningful description as you can see. A community to share innovative startup ideas and foster startup growth. Amazing. Privacy setting based on the brand's persona, it decides whether the community should be public or private. Access control, it determines who can access and create groups within the community. Finally, it hits on create community. And that's how it does the entire job. The Genuine AI agent has just completed an end-to-end backend task autonomously, demonstrating its ability to operate the platform. Okay.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, this is not at all what I was expecting. And it's going to get better. So I first, David, I will ask you, like, as this technology, now that you've seen it and you've seen many other things and you know what marketers are thinking about and talking about, the adoption of these types of tools, features, platforms as they become more proliferated and more proficient and ultimately expert, do you see the resistance fading to it?
The resistance is bound to fade. I mean, all of this, like, yeah, all of this is going to feel so weird, so uncomfortable. Yeah, I was just talking to someone who's running a job screening like AI based app, and so it screens candidates, and they can talk to hundreds of candidates, and then just select the best one so that the hiring manager then has those human conversations
Wow.
with them. The and the one thing I heard a hiring manager who used it say was how she found the people when she actually talked to them, like, they sound just like they did, right? Like it was the same person. It was very consistent, and so it really just gave her more options, saved her a lot of time, and she seems very happy with her hiring choice so far. This has got to be really uncomfortable for both the hirer and the candidate right now. But if it makes better matches, or at least does so more efficiently, then it, people's resistance will keep eroding. And so much of this is like, I was doing a deep research prompt on ChatGPT, and the kinds of things that it's going and fetching and coming up with what sources to go to and what the comparative set should be, and pulling in things that I wouldn't have thought of pulling it. Like again, it's very strange. This will be so old hat,
Yeah.
and that could be a matter of months, right? Not even years.
Well, so Ankit, I will then ask you, knowing that this is live, this is here, this is ready, but you're not stopping, right? We're continuing to build more. Like, what's coming next?
Yeah, I think we have talked a lot about Genuine's AI agent transforming the community management today, but we are not stopping here, as you said, right? So we are already working on the next evolution, that is distributor AI. that completes the sequence God. So we call it a God AI, right? So that's how it is formulated. And what does
A
the
generator, generator operator okay, God.
yeah.
All right. Marketing challenge accepted, by the way. Let's go.
Yeah, so the D stands for the distributor AI. So think of the distributor AI as an expansion pack of your community. It takes everything the generator AI and the operator AI do and extends it beyond your owned and community spaces. So currently it is like, it's able to, let's say, engage people in the community. Later it can go beyond that. So what it can do, here is how it does. Like AI powered social and SEO optimization. Imagine like your AI agents are working 24 by 7, always on, and the scalable engagement is taking place. Whenever you are sleeping, they are not going to get tired and they are effortlessly working for your brand to get distributed across the globe and 24 by 7. And the future of the brand community is, in my opinion, is going to get AI assisted, always on, and scalable, and the distributor AI is how we are going to get there.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'm excited. So this, we are live people. We just had a real conversation. There was no AI talking for us, although we did show some pretty interesting AI technology. Before we let you guys go, David, you have a book that like literally just came out about this very topic. How and where can people find it?
On Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, Bookshop.org, I think, but lots of places. The non-obvious guide to using AI for marketing.
All right. Well, I'm going to have my AI read it for me and tell me all about it. So I'm excited to get that summary from my AI agent. Uh, and Ankit, I will probably talk to you right after this because we have another meeting to go to. But thank you both for your wisdom, your knowledge, your expertise, and helping us understand a little bit more about this journey from agencies to agents and this community marketing story. If people have questions, we'll get them to you, and we'll go from there. So thank you, David and Ankit, for this. If you guys have questions, we see some coming into the chat now. We will respond directly because I think that'll just be a better use of and more efficient use of time. But stay tuned for more from both Genuine and David Berkowitz. Thank you all.
Thank you.